This is my education background. I was born from the family who almost all my family is working in government employee. Even though I come from North Sumatra, my family doesn't appreciate what I call art. So pretty much from grade school to high school, I was told by my mom to work in the bank or even in the government enterprise. So after I finish high school, I follow what my mom told me. I go to UI, majoring accounting. I get here, I study in 3 campus, but it doesn't make me smart. But every campus I failed, drop out. I have to go to Monash and then drop out. I have to go to UPH and drop out. I'm a bit of a spoiled brat at the time. I always get what I want, and life is easy for me. But I never seems to know what I want in my life until in 2009. I enrolled myself in photography courses in Darwis Triadi, and I start to develop an interest in photography. And then I think on the February, if I'm mistaken, I take a job in as a Nicolene Patricia assistant. She's a really famous fashion photographer, and what we call it bolos. Saya jadi bolos kuliah for I think 1 semester, and then the dean actually sent a letter to my mom telling me that your son, your tall fat son, never attend any of the classes. So we had a really big fight at the time when my mom got the letter, and then I tell my mom I might have a shot to become a photographer because I finally know what I want. Because I spent like almost 6 years spending all your money from UI, go to Monash in Malaysia, and then go to UPH. It's a lot of money. I want to drop out from UPH at the time. I tell my mom, I want to become a photographer. And then for the first time, we had a really big fight over something that I really want in my life. So I still remember, this is me and my mom that's sitting in front of me. So between us, there's a letter from the dean telling me that I never attend any of the classes. So, and then my father, at the time working in the government employee, and he told me, if you become a photographer, your life is going to be in hell. You will have no money. There is no future in art business. You will have no money. So, and then we have really big fight over this for like almost 1 hour. And then at the end of the night, they told me, if you become a photographer, I will take all your allowance. So I will take your car, I will take your money, so you start from zero. And then I don't know what's got into my mind at the time, and I say yes to her, okay, yes. And then we just laugh, and then tomorrow morning I wake up, I start to think that, okay, I should find a job. Because I already resigned from Nicole at the time. All left is only at the time is my iPhone 3S, if I'm not mistaken. I have no money, they took all my ATM, they took my car, so I only have iPhone 3S. So I sold my iPhone. I sold it for 1.5 million, if I'm not mistaken. So I start with only 1.5 million to find a job. Luckily, when I was with Nicolene has a lot of friends in media. So I tried to contact all of the media that I know from Nicolene, and then emailing my portfolio, and then stating that I will do anything when it comes to photo shoot, any photo shoot. And then luckily I start to get a client from media, but I wasn't start with a big shoot like a fashion shoot, like a really glamorous shoot. No, I'm not. I start with an event shoot. There's a concert. There's a museum exhibition, and profile shoot. So I was aiming to become fashion photographer at the time. I was aiming to have a really big fancy shoot just like you saw in Vogue or any fashion magazine, but I'm not. I'm starting as a really if you go to fashion show or if you go to concert, you see all the photographer in media pit. I used to do that, so it's quite an experience actually for me. And then after that, my career kind of took off because I tried to mingle a lot with all media. And Nicolene always told me, if you want to start a career as a photographer, you should start from media because media is the only way for you can showcase all your portfolio and you get noticed easily from people. Can we go to the next slide, please? This is actually what I did from 2009 to 2011. This is I take my portfolio only for the cover. Actually, I start shooting for Now Jakarta. Is the expat magazine in Jakarta. I was associate photographer at the time at Now Jakarta, and actually they never used a photographer image for the cover, but I convinced them that I can take a good picture for your cover. So it did. This is the first cover of Now Jakarta that actually used the image that they don't buy the image from the website. And then I start to work for I Create magazine, and I start to work for Maxim magazine, and this is pretty much what I did when I did a fashion photography. But luckily, I think in the end of 2009, my mom see me kayak dia sedikit kasihan karena I always go everywhere using taxi, using busway, and never use my car. And then she told me, okay, you can use my car because I don't want your car itu rusak karena nggak pernah dipakai. So, but she told me, but I don't give you any blessing into become photographer. I only give you a car so you can move around easily. So I said yes. Okay, I took the car, and then it makes me easy to find a job, to mingle with everyone else from the media. And next to the next slide. So after 2011, actually 2012. 2012 on my birthday, finally my parents give me a birthday present, and they give me a birthday present. Is a lens. It's a macro lens. It's a lens that used for doing food shoot. And then I think there was a sign that they already give me a blessing to do a photography. So when I'm asking them why the reason you buy me this lens, because you don't want me to be a photographer. I mean, until 2012, all they did are asking me when you will get married, when you will work in the bank. They still want me to work in the bank. And then my father told me, no, we give you this lens because we think that you will make it in food photography. So I'm just being silent because actually I took food as my second major actually. But then again, so many people appreciate my work in food, and then the last one is my parents give me the lens. So on 2012, I switched my career to food photography. I tell everyone from the magazine that I only do food shoot. So I leave fashion and I goes to food. And actually, I feel like my parents already give me a blessing to do it. So this is some of my work in food. Pretty much is food. That's why this is the work that I did for TWG, and the one that I did for Dia Luca. This is for Buah Vita. This is for Canteen, and the fish one is for ENO. Can we go to the next slide? And also this is pretty much what I did in food in magazine. This one is for Plaza Indonesia. This one is for Epicure, and this one for Herald magazine. And then pretty much until now, on January 2015, Net TV called me and asking me for a talk show. They want to talk about a different kind of photography. So one of them is food. So I did come to the Net TV. I think the show is called Ini Talk Show. It's a comedy show where they jokes around about photography and stuff and mix it with comedy. Actually, I wasn't expecting it's going to be really comedy. I thought it's going to be a really intense talk show about photography. But then again, there was actually the first time all my family, even all my parents' friends, saw me on TV as a photographer. And then after I got home from the show, my father come to me and sit with me, and he told me, Togi, can you please use your family name, because actually my name is Adhi Togi Panjaitan. Because I was so mad of my parents, that's why I leave the last name. I used Adhi Togi. So after he asked me to meet him after the talk show, and then he asked me, can you please put your family name on after your name? And then I say, why gitu. And then he told me, I already give you a blessing, dia bilang. Sorry. What I did to you at the first time of your career as a photographer, because I want you to be sure of what you want. I want you to get what you want. I want you to achieve what you want. And now I feel like you already achieved everything that you wanted, everything that you dream of, you already achieved it. Dia bilang seperti itu. And then I just sit silent and I'm crying. And I said to him, okay, I will use your last name. And then after that, I try to blast on Instagram, on Twitter, on everyone else that I use. I changed my name into Togi Panjaitan. That's why when I read the Instagram, I say, Adhi Togi. So actually, it's Togi Panjaitan now. So pretty much that's what I'm being through in my life for my career as a photographer. Can we go to the next slide? This is some of my work references from media, restaurant, and a commercial brand. This is pretty much what I did for all this year. Yeah, next slide. This is some notes that I make. You know, I'm just too young to tell you something because, yeah, I'm 30. And then the first one is rebel is a strong word. As soon as I heard from Mbak Intan, and we're going to talk about rebel, I feel like rebel is a really strong word. I mean, rebel can mean you leave from your house, you go naked on the street, you tell everyone what you want. But for me, from my experience, my rebel is really positive for me. After I heard my father and my mother say the mean things to me when I decided to become a photographer, somehow I let go of my anger and I took it as a positive way for me to encourage myself to do better. So I don't have any revenge on them. I don't have any bad intention over them. But all I did pretty much is I want to prove to them that I can get what I want. You know, I can get the money from being a photographer. And then I'm just gathering all my great thoughts and dreams and what I see myself in the future and all of the stuff. And surprisingly, and now when they give me a blessing, somehow we do a compromise that I also help my parents to run their businesses. My mom have a Umrah travel agency and my father has a dakri. So in the spare time, I do help them to manage their businesses. So that's what I'm talking about. Rebel is not always about, you know, sounding something, you know, really bad and you just go mad and you just run. No, rebel, it means like you're showing what you want, you're showing what you think is the best for your life. So, and the last one is formal education is important. I wasn't academically successfully. I spent like almost 9 years with nothing. Probably if my parents already spent like almost 200 million just for me to have a formal education. If I can turn back time, I will finish my formal education if I can. But because I wasn't academically successfully, so I spent all my life fighting for my career to get what I want. But as you guys, I want you to finish the formal education because actually it is really important. Some people might say you don't need a formal education, you can learn from life. No, formal education for me is a basic way for you to learn about life. So you do need this. And the last one is do not take a job when you're still studying because it makes you lazy when you get only like 1 million, you will get lazy because that happens to me. So that's it.